There's no phone on my hand because I'm using it to shoot this part. This video is from the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G, and this is the review of that phone. I just wanted to show you what you can expect in terms of video quality from the 200 megapixel camera on this phone. There's a lot to talk about, so let's go in. A thought I've held in my mind throughout my period with this phone is how crazy it is that in no instance did I feel like it was a different phone from the Xiaomi 12 Pro, which I've also used. Like, these are two very different phones. One is a true flagship competing with the high-end expensive devices, and one is meant to be a budget mid-ranger that asks you why pay more. I want to believe this is Redmi's best phone right now, and they've gone all in on it in terms of specifications. And before you say specifications on paper don't make a device, don't worry, we will also tackle how it is in real life. I like the camera arrangement, even though the bump is quite significant. I also like the material used for the back. It's very resistant to dirt and smudges. It is a device you'll carry around with no case. On one side, you get the volume keys and the power button, which is also the fingerprint scanner. At the bottom, you get the headphone jack, a speaker, a microphone, and an iron blaster to control devices in your house. At the bottom, you get the SIM tray, a microphone, the USB Type-C port for charging, and another speaker. It is a very well-built gadget, and I decided it would be nice to gather opinions from other people on what they think of it just from first impressions. First of all, I want you to tell us your thoughts on the device just from touching it.
Feels very premium. Like, this is good. Look at that. Like, the finish is very nice. Like, yeah, I like this. The only thing I'd take away is, this laminated screen. The way it's like put on top of this. I've seen better integrations, but overall this design is nice. I don't want to put a case on this. I'll only put a case on this to avoid breaking the screen if I accidentally drop it. But I want to use the phone like this. And then the beauty of it is I can see the smudges are not so visible. So the way the color is done, yeah, it's nice. Looks nice. And this camera hump is also, of course, it will wobble on the table, but just feels okay.
I'd like to ask you, what's your thoughts on the device after touching it? I know you haven't interacted with it much.
I think the device is kind of light and kind of heavy. It's not I'd say it's not as heavy as other phones. And then apart from that, once you hold it, the back is smooth. It feels good, but then the edges are a bit sharp.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has a 200 megapixel camera. What do you think of that?
I think it's fascinating. I've not seen a phone with 200 megapixels, but I'd like to test it out.
The thing with big numbers on smartphone cameras is you always set very high expectations whenever people hear something like 200 megapixels. Everyone seeing the device, then seeing the 200 megapixel branding, has wanted to see what sort of pictures it can take, what is in the details, and how far can it zoom and all that. To be clear, as standard, the phone takes 12.5 megapixel photos. That means 16 pixels from the 200 megapixel sensor are combined to 1 each time you take a picture. That improves the clarity and reduces the noise. However, if you want to take 50 megapixel or full 200 megapixel photos, you can do so. These are bigger in size. The difference I've noticed is that the 12.5 megapixel pictures in many instances appear much sharper. With a full 200 megapixel mode, you have to be very steady, and if you move just a little, things can become blurry. Certain 200 megapixel pictures, however, can be amazing in detail and sharpness. In low light scenarios, the camera does a good job of seeing in the dark. It brightens shot to bring out more than the eye can actually see, which, depending on your taste, you may actually like or dislike. If you're someone who enjoys night photography, you will enjoy playing around with this camera. Similarly, if you love landscape photography, the 200 megapixel mode allows you to get so much detail from a shot that many other cameras can. What I've not been a fan of is portrait shots. The device has a problem with separating the foreground from the background, and this is purely software. So you get shots where the portraits look cheap and bad. The phone also doesn't do a good job when handling contrast between a face and a bright surrounding. So you can get these brightened photos that look plain weird. All these challenges can be fixed with software, and I hope Xiaomi is sending out an update soon now that the phone is becoming available across the world. In terms of video, you can shoot 4K videos up to 30 frames per second on the main camera and up to 1080p videos with 60 frames per second on the selfie camera. The camera handles dynamic range really well with videos, and even though the output can be quite shaky, you still get pretty good videos. I tried putting it on a phone mount and driving around, and the footage, though slightly shaky, was still quite good. What do you think of the display?
Looks fine. You know, I'm here with your camera lighting equipment, and this thing is just fine. I'm not seeing some glare or much of that. Yeah, and there's a screen protector on top, of course. This looks okay, really.
The best part of this display is how smooth it is. It is an OLED panel, meaning you get infinite contrast, meaning it looks good in all scenarios. It gets very dim and very bright, and you'll use it indoors and outdoors with no problems. The thing I think they nailed best was the bezels around the device. They're almost perfect in size all round, and that has been a hard thing for many devices to get right. Launching in the second quarter of 2023 with Android 12 out of the box feels a little lazy given how long Android 13 has been out, which makes me wonder just how long this phone was under the wraps for. However, you get MIUI 14 skin, which is the company's latest take on Android. There's a significant amount of bloatware when you first launch the device. The good thing is you can delete all the apps and you're not forced to any platform you don't know or you don't like with annoying notifications like they get on transient devices. What I like about MIUI is that it's extremely customizable. Like you can do a lot with the software, from the themes to the screen real estate to notifications and to much more. In all my time with the device, I've had no weird bugs or lags in things that I do on a daily. The phone is so smooth, opening and switching between apps is a breeze, and it has been a no worries daily companion. I just hope Xiaomi works on prioritizing updates for all their devices, because this is a device that should take you 5 to 4 years or even 3, 4, 5 years of use with no problems. And we're at a point where limitations are in software and not in hardware. This is my third or fourth Xiaomi device to feature 120 watt fast charging. So I'm used to the speed and I like it, and I have written extensively about it, and I cannot go back to phones or devices that charge slower. And I can say that the batteries also hold up very well even a year in. Xiaomi has also now introduced more software control on the charging speeds. So to get the full craziness, you have to toggle a feature under battery settings. The 0 to 100% in 19 minutes charging claim is quite true. And the most impressive bit is actually in the in-between charges, when you have, say, 50% and you're about to walk out and you plug it in for like 5 minutes. I've been very comfortable with the battery even when on LTE or 5G, and depending on use, you should expect a full day of use with around 20% remaining at your end. Also, this is the first time I've seen the gallium nitride branding on these devices, so you'll get this GaN branding on your charger. From 0 to 100% in 19 minutes.
19 minutes.
120 watt charge.
Okay, I didn't expect that. 19 minutes.
0 to 100 in 19 minutes.
Okay.
It charges from 0 to 100 in 19 minutes. What do you think of that?
Wait, what? 0 to 100 in 19 minutes is impressive, really, because I'm just from reacting to someone who was very excited about Oppo's optimized night charging, where when you plug in your phone at night, because since it has all this accelerated charging and everything, it just won't do that quick dazzle to 100% and then stay there overnight. It will do a trickle, and time with by the time you wake up, it's already full. But we are past that. It's 2023. One of the things I like about my Reno HT and the Reno 8 5G before it is that just as I'm about to step out of the house in the morning, I can plug it in and we're good to go. Now, if it's 19 minutes, damn, that's just around the same amount of time I take to shower and get ready to step out. So that's good.
The Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G will cost you 49,999 shillings. At this price point, it is competing with the Reno devices from Oppo, the Phantom X2 series from Tecno, and the A34 and A54 devices from Samsung. There are also a couple of other devices it's competing with, and it will be interesting to see what customers opt for. Please let me know in the comment section which one you'll be going for, or which one you would rather buy. I think there's only one thing that Xiaomi needs to fix, and I think it's doable via simple software update, and that is the issue on the camera with portrait photography. It is an issue to do with faces, and I'm sure a small software update will let people get the best from what is very capable hardware. I like the device a lot, and I've had it as a daily driver thanks to its build quality, the premium feel I get on the hand, and how smooth and responsive it is to my usual daily tasks. Let me know in the comment sections what you think about it. Will you get it? And remember to subscribe.